the evenings get dark and the antisocial behaviour begins. It's the same story every year. But a horrible, shocking story of a fire crew that came under bottle and firework attack last night after responding to reports of a fire in O'Devany Gardens, just off the Phoenix Park near Arbour Hill. It was their third time being called out to the same location on the same day. They'd got a call that a fire was taking place at a house. When they arrived, they were attacked by a group of thugs. One fireman even got struck in the face with a rocket. Now, last week, Fianna Fáil were calling for a 5-year minimum jail sentence for anyone convicted of assaulting or threatening the life of a frontline emergency worker on duty. And I'd like to know whether or not you think that's fair. These guys are doing their job. They're out to protect us. And while they were up in O'Devany Gardens, by the way, there may have been a genuine fire call out that perhaps they couldn't respond to. And the question we're asking is, what should be done to people like that? Because if you're one of the little scumbags that not only called out the fire brigade, but then attacked them when they got there, honestly, you are the lowest of the low. You are the dirt on the bottom of my shoe. And I'd like to hear from you. Call us now. 6797104 is our telephone number. You can also text us. 53104 is our text number. 53104 is our text number, together with priority music from O2. 53104. And you can follow us on Twitter at FM104 Phone Show on Twitter. Now, Paul, you're on FM104. How are you, Paul?
How's it going, Adrian?
Grand, thank you, Paul. Now, Paul, go on, what did you want to say on this?
I'm a resident of O'Devany Gardens, and I saw what was going on there, and that was a bunch of kids that done that. So the people you're talking about saying that the dirt on your shoe are kids.
Well, they're the dirt on my shoe.
But they're kids, like, they're only literally kids.
Now, how, like, kids being what age?
Up to me hip kids.
Say again?
Up to me hip kids, like, small little...
What, 9, 10, 11-year-olds?
About 9 to 10-year-olds, like, mindless children, like, you don't mean, like...
And what did you witness, Paul?
The firework. And it didn't explode in the fireman's face. It did explode in there, but it wasn't in his face. That's over dramatic. It's exaggerating.
But okay, the fire brigade were called out.
Yeah.
It must have been a kid. Are you saying that it was a kid who even rang?
No, kids. I don't know who rang. Maybe a neighbour rang or something. But there was a fire. There was a fire now, but it was just kids who from the rock garden who were throwing rocks.
And where was the fire?
It was an abandoned flat.
In an abandoned flat?
Yeah.
Right, so, but from what I understand, that was the third call out that day to O'Devany.
I wouldn't say the third now. So, it's maybe an exaggeration, but they are frequent enough, yeah.
I mean, it's not that big a place that would warrant 3 fires in one day.
Well, it's coming up to Halloween. Fires at this time of year, they're going to get it. It's a busy time of year with fire brigade.
Okay, now, could you understand if the fire brigade decided, feck that, we're not going up to O'Devany anymore unless we have the army or the guards with us?
Yeah, well, that's the problem, like, but it's just the area, isn't it?
But you're saying to me that it was children, 9, 10, 11-year-old children who attacked the fire crews?
It was, yeah. You're labelling the youth, like the youth is my age, thugs. We didn't have anything to do with it. Like, that's kids. Like, we wouldn't do that. Like.
And what, you're saying it's wrong with me to call the kids little toe rags?
No. Yeah, it is actually, yeah. It would be, yeah.
Why, it's okay for kids to do it?
Their actions, because they're kids.
Say that again?
They can't be held responsible for their actions at the moment. They're too young. They're kids.
And you can tell me for a fact that they were children. They were 9, 10, 11-year-old kids that were throwing bricks and fireworks at the fire crews.
Definitely.
I have to say, that makes the story even worse, Paul. I mean, you seem to think it's funny.
I don't know. It's funny, but it's serious at the same time.
How is it funny?
I find you funny.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you think it's funny the fire crews are after being attacked up where you live?
No, it's not funny. It's an issue. Of course, it's serious, but it's funny. I find you funny.
In what way? Why? What have I said that's funny?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, stay there for 1 second. 6797104 is our telephone number. What he's telling me is that it's young kids, not 15, 16, 17-year-old teenagers, but young kids that attacked the fire crews in O'Devney yesterday. If you're from the O'Devney Gardens area, I'd love to hear from you. 6797104 is our telephone number. Gary, you're on FM 104. How are you, Gary?
How are you doing? Yes.
Grand, thank you, Gary. According to what Paul is telling me, it was mindless children that attacked the fire crews.
What do you call it? They always come in and they stone the fire brigade or the ambulance men. What was this house on fire and there's children over there?
What, elsewhere in the city?
In the city, well, wherever he is, there's every gardens down there, down around, I don't know where it is, Turner Avenue somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But, well, it was his house and the fire brigade couldn't get in because of the kids throwing stones at the fire brigade.
Now, he was almost, I don't know what he was doing. He sounded like he was nearly forgiving the kids because they were kids and they can't be held accountable for their actions.
Of course they can. They have a mother and father, don't they?
So what, hold the mother and father accountable for their actions?
Exactly, yeah. They should do. I mean, like when I was brought up, boy, you done something wrong, I got the belt. But man, like, I didn't do anything wrong as such. You know what I mean? He just a whooper. Get on pounds of whooper he is.
Okay, so what do you think should be done with kids then? If what Paul is telling me is true, that it was children, it was young children of 9, 10, 11 that were attacking the fire brigade, what do you think of that?
Laughing at the kids.
Sorry?
He was laughing at the kids throwing stones.
Yeah, he was almost thinking it was funny, yeah.
Yeah, but because that is, what you call it, he was saying, like, it's okay. But what about if it was his family? Needed a fire brigade or an ambulance. Paul,
I have to go back to you again because you thought I was being funny. What's funny about fire crews being attacked, Paul, even if it is little short-arse kids?
It's not funny. He's right in what he's saying. He is right in what he's saying, but it makes the situation look a bit better on Devoney side of things that it was actually kids that done it. That's why I rang in.
Yeah, but man, like, it's not funny, Paul.
I know it's not funny.
But you see, Paul, I'm kind of at a loss to understand the point you're making by even saying that it's kids.
Yeah, kids.
Yeah, but like...
Well, I know, well, kids now, 10, 11 years of age. They're walking around in my day, they're walking around like 17-year-olds now.
Yeah, well, that's today,
they're not kids anymore.
Well, they still can't be held responsible for their actions.
And unfortunately, Gary, he's right. They aren't going to be held accountable for their actions, even if the guards arrived and caught them all.
They can't go to court without them.
Pardon me?
They can't even get to court.
No.
Because they're juveniles.
Well, they're even less than juveniles.
Well, they're not, but like
Paul, on average, what age were they? 10. Yeah. The average age was 10 of these kids.
Average age is 10
throwing.
Right, that's fair enough.
And Paul, what exactly did they throw, or what did you see them throw at the fire brigade?
Rocks. A few little rocks and a firework or two.
And a firework or two.
Yeah, one or two. Yeah.
Well, okay. I was young myself.
Kids were like,
we're throwing a banger or a bleeding, what you call it, cop car or something like that. You know, like. Just for the crack.
Oh man, you're not a child. You're a grown man.
I don't know, 40, 45.
Yeah, and these, like, exactly.
These 10-year-olds are acting like they're 20-year-olds.
You're 45 years older than the people that done it, like, so you obviously have a different perspective on it. Like,
well, just, what you call it, just annoying that you...
Like myself, I personally wouldn't do anything like that. That's why I'm ringing in on behalf of the people my age and all that.
Like, I mean, hell, what if it was your house?
Yeah, of course. It's obviously wasting the fire brigade's time, like, it's a big deal, but they're kids, like, and so...
But again, I can't stress this enough, Paul. You're saying that as if you're excusing this behaviour.
I'm not excusing it, but I'm excusing people my age, you know, definitely, because you said on your show that people in O'Devney are thugs.
No, I didn't say no, hang on. I never said the people of O'Devney are thugs. I never said that.
No, the people that done it.
Yes, I do think that, yeah. Whether they're kids or not. Am I wrong to be describing kids who do stuff like that as thugs?
No, you're not wrong at all, no.
Well then, what are you laughing at then?
But people my age fall into it, like, would be, like, taught us to do that, so I'm just ringing in to say that.
So what age are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19, okay. So what you're saying is it wasn't young fellas your age,
Yeah,
it was kids.
younger lads.
All right, stay there for 1 second. 6797104 is our telephone number. Marie, you're on FM 104. How are you, Marie?
Hello, Adrian. How are you?
Grand, thank you, Marie.
I'm just going to say now to Paul, those kids are little toe rags, and I'm saying that, and I don't care if they're 10 or if they were 4 or if they were 14.
But what can you do to kids of 10 who are bricking fire crews and throwing fireworks at them?
Well, by law, you can do nothing. Because if they're going to be throwing things like that at 10, what are they going to be doing another 2 or 3 years? They need fear. They need fright. And like 3 units of the fire brigade went out. I don't know if they went out on the 2 or 3 occasions. But say the second time was one not went out and then realised, well, it's a false alarm or it's a...
No, but my understanding is there was actually a fire, so they had to respond to it. The problem is that they got attacked when they got there.
Well, that's the only thing then I would do. I would haul them to a police station, if it was my child, and ask the police to frighten the life out of them. I'd walk away and say, look, that's it, you're going to get locked up. And walk away, frighten them, put fear into them. I know it sounds very cruel, but you're saving them at the end of the day. They get their hands on something in 2 or 3 years' time, God knows what they'll be trying. God knows what will blow up in their own faces.
Well, stay there for 1 second, Marie. Tom, you're on FM 104. How are you, Tom?
Hi, Adrian. How's it going? I just want to say, like, O'Devney Gardens is a rundown area for this way, right? Mm-hmm. But there's other places out there, like Castlemark, Ashtown, all around the other areas, they would never have a problem like that around, you know? Like, what I'm trying to say, it's you can't blame the kids on the night, Adrian, 100%. Like you have to say, like, on the Irish government point of view, they can't put money into the complex or anything like it. They've been letting it get run down, you know?
That still doesn't... and look, I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But it still it doesn't forgive what's going on here. It doesn't forgive fire crews being attacked when they come to put out a fire.
I know, Adrian, but like, listen to this, right? It hasn't been too long ago. All them kids, all them 10-year-olds are being going around with little ponies. They're taking care of putting all the time into them, Adrian. And then when it comes to a day or two along the way when they have the pony settled down, then the horse again took off. What else are you going to do, Adrian, around the area? I mean, the pound is taking the horses off them and all. These kids like have nothing else to do, Adrian.
Come on, it still doesn't... hang on, having a horse taken away still doesn't excuse chucking bricks and bottles and fireworks of fire crews. Seriously.
No, it doesn't, Adrian. But the point that I'm trying to say is, like, no one out there helping them. Like, you can't just leave it up to the parents, like.
What do you mean they can't? What else is the job of a parent?
Because their parents have been trying their best, Adrian. Then they're going to run down area. There's nothing else you can do about that, Adrian. They're bored. The kids are being bored out of their head constantly. You know what I mean?
Well, Marie, there you go. The kids are being bored out of their head constantly.
Oh, seriously, I honestly don't think that's a good enough excuse. You know, I lived in areas that was fairly run down as well, and the kids had horses and that, but you're saying about the parents. Well, as you said, Adrian, who else? You know, it's the law can't do anything about it. I just tell you, my children wouldn't be out at 10 years of age throwing bangers and rocks at firemen or anything like it.
But you can't be one to say that neither, because it's gone behind your back just as much as it's gone behind their own parents' back.
At 10 years of age, I knew where my kids were. I'm not saying I brought up angels, but I knew where they were.
You knew where they were. But there's also time where they always go behind their own mother's back. Every child does it.
Right, when you say a fire brigade turns up, right, naturally all the kids are all around. Somebody has to see who those kids were, okay?
Listen,
and you have to tell there. If you had a child, right, and somebody said to you, right, your son is over there and he's throwing bricks at the firemen, what would you do?
Obviously I'd give out them. Obviously I would. I really would give out them. But like,
that's my point. That is my point. It's up to the parents. I'm not blaming the parents. I'm not blaming the parents for what those kids done. I'm saying it's up to the parents.
You're not blaming the parents?
Look, There you go, Adrian.
No, I'm saying the parents didn't send them out to do it. That's what I'm saying. The parents didn't send them out.
Who's going to take the responsibility of it?
The parents have to take the responsibility.
But then you're not blaming them.
I'm not blaming the parents. As the parents said, if fireman or fire service come in here or ambulance, when you see them go out and throw bricks or bangers, I'm not blaming them in that sense. But I'm saying they have to take the responsibility for their 10-year-old child because nobody else can do it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but every mother out there would do that. Every mother would.
That's my point. If somebody knocked on my door and said, your son is over there, your daughter's over there, and she's throwing bricks or bangers and that, you take the child in, you deal with it.
No, you take the child in. You're saying take the child down to Bidwell Garda Station.
I said, well, that's what I do. I frighten the life out of them.
Do you think that's right?
I would frighten the life out of them. That's what I would do.
Your daughter, to frighten the life out of them.
I would, yeah.
You're not a great
I would. Seriously, I would. That's what I would do.
You should be the one behind the fucking cell.
Well, that's just my opinion. I would.
Sorry, he's after getting cut off. I don't know what happened to him. Gary, you're on FM 104. How are you, Gary? Hello, Gary. Oh, he's not there either. Juanita, you're on FM 104. How are you, Juanita?
Hi, how are you?
Grand, thank you, Juanita. Now, your attitude to this is the fire crew should have kicked the shit out of them.
Well, yeah, that was before I knew it was kids. Obviously.
Yeah, kids.
That's what you'd kind of love to do, but you can't do it.
Obviously.
But those kids have parents, and you kick the shit out of them, or at least the parents should take responsibility. Why can't the guards, if every time those kids done shit like that, enforce something on the parents, and then the parents wouldn't be long about fucking saying to the kids, listen, enough is enough. Every time the kids...
But what can or should be done?
There can be fines for starters for the parents, for kids that are out doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be long about making parents know where their kids are and what they're doing, especially with a recession if they have to pay money.
So when you hear that these attacks on fire crews were carried out by kids, our very first caller there you had heard saying that they were children, they were young kids of 9, 10, 11. Does that make the story even worse?
Disgusting.
I mean, it really is.
Disgusting. I mean, if they're doing that now, and because they know at that age that they're able to get away with this stuff.
Yes, that's what it seems like to me as well.
That is half the problem. I've known kids...
I mean, a load of people are after texting in to say that I'm bang out of order to call them little scumbags, but sure, what else can you call somebody?
That's exactly what they are. And as for them growing up in a bad area and stuff like that, that's got nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing to do with it. And there's nothing for them to do, this, that and the other. There's plenty for kids to do. Doesn't matter where you live. They don't have to be going out and causing destruction like that at all.
Now, it's a conversation that's a common theme on this programme, unfortunately, that kids have nothing to do and they get bored and they end up doing stuff like this. When you hear... I mean, as Paul just texted in, back to the usual crap that there's nothing for kids in the area to do, I agree with him that that seems like just a ridiculous excuse.
Yeah, it is. Look, I live down in the country, right, and there's a lot more to do up where those kids live than what there is for the kids down here, let me tell you, right? The kids down here still don't go around doing shit like that.
Stay there for... John, you're on FM 104. How are you, John?
How are you doing?
Now, John, you're also from Devoney, are you?
Yeah, I'm from Devoney Gardens, I mean, yeah.
And, go on.
I don't think it's down to the parents, yeah.
Sorry, say that again?
I don't think it's down to the parents whatsoever.
Who's it down to?
It's down to the blade boardings and the flats. They've jack shit to do.
There's absolutely nothing to do.
There's fields and the flats.
And what do the parents do there with their kids? Do their parents actually try to get them into clubs and activities? Or did
Where's the clubs and activities?
Well, should them why aren't the kids
Yeah, but you didn't live there, yeah, but I don't know where you're living, but there's no clubs or activities around there now.
There's none at all. With all the public transport and everything, there's no way you can get your kids to stuff.
Yeah, transport. They haven't had 10 years of age.
Sorry?
No,
that's the parents.
But isn't... but hang on for 1 second, John. Isn't that where parents come in? If there's nothing for their kids to do, they have to go and find stuff for their kids to do.
So some parents out there that has problems, you know what I mean? And kids have problems.
You see, again, it seems like people are making excuses for this sort of behaviour.
That's all it is, excuses.
Excuse you were
Because
saying on there calling me
They can't be bothered.
toe rags and all.
Sorry, say that again?
She said the kids are toe rags.
I use that expression.
No, we wouldn't call anybody toe rags in flats. We from them flats. So they calling me a toe rag.
Were you chucking bricks at the fire crews last night?
No.
Well, then you're not a toe rag.
But you said the people from within the gardens, the kids from within the gardens.
No, hang on for 1 second, John. Clear out your ears there. What I said was, anybody who throws bricks or fireworks or bottles of fire crews, yeah, they're toe rags. They're absolute toe rags. Don't care what age they are.
I agree with you.
Yeah, well then, that's all I said. That's all I said. If you weren't involved in that, then I wasn't including you in that. Okay? Donna, you're on FM 104. How are you, Donna?
Hello. How are you?
Now, Donna, yeah, go on.
I'm from O'Devney.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out with my kids now because of the redevelopment, regeneration, right?
Right.
And a lot of the kids that's hanging around O'Devney Gardens are not from O'Devney Gardens.
Right.
Well, I know 10 years of age you shouldn't be out.
Absolutely, of course you shouldn't be out.
Disgrace, because I have 4 children and I do not let them out. Right, but at the end of the day, you don't tarnish every child in O'Devney Gardens with the same brush.
No, I didn't. All I said was anybody, no matter what age they are, whether they're kids or not, who threw bottles and bricks and fireworks at fire crew are scumbags. And I'm sorry, I don't care what age they are. They are.
Yeah, well, I think it's disgraceful myself, and there should be something done about it. But you see, at the end of the day, that was a redevelopment that went bust, okay? Because I used to run a project down there myself, free of charge for the children, in the community centre down at O'Devney Gardens, and it was closed down. And I used to take the kids in and all, and we used to do woodwork, everything with the kids. You know, instead of having them on the street, there's nothing in there at all for those kids. Right, there isn't, and I'm not saying that it's right neither that the kids should do that, because at the end of the day, the guards and the firefighters are out there and they're out to do their job. At the end of the day, but there's nothing there for them kids, and the kids shouldn't be out. And why doesn't there not be anybody that if police see them out, why didn't I take their names and then report them?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Do that? Because I was a young parent in O'Devney Gardens. I brought my children up right to the best of my knowledge. I'm still bringing them up. I moved out, but at the end of the day, we're all from O'Devney. I have a lot of family from O'Devney, and I don't like to see, I have nieces and nephews there, and if they were out there, I'd kill them myself.
Okay, you're saying there's nothing for them to do, okay? And you may be right, but I want to read a text from one of our listeners. Linda texted in and she said, I live in the country and there is nothing around here at all. So I bring my son to football, boxing, anytime I can find for him to do. He doesn't throw stones at firemen because she keeps him busy.
Well, I'm the same, Adrian. I keep my children busy. Do you know, I had my son in football. I have my daughters in dancing. Do you know, like that? So I keep them busy. I have a young son now, and I'm trying to get him into football. You have to keep him occupied.
Okay, so and this,
well,
but this
down to parents as well.
But this goes back to the point that John, are you still there?
Yeah, John, I'm still there.
Yeah, the point you were making is that there's nothing for them to do. You have to, but you have to make stuff for your kids to do. You heard that text?
What do you think they're trying to do? They're trying to make stables up there for horses for the kids, and the pounds keep coming and just bothering them.
But okay, you heard the text I read out from a lady who lives in the country and there's nothing around here at all, so I bring my son to football and boxing and anything that I can find for him to do. And he doesn't throw stones at firemen.
Yeah, but you do that as well, but you know what I mean? It's in the night times and all.
You see, this is the bit I just don't get. What do you want for them? They're 10 and 11, for God's sake. Last night when it started, why weren't they in their houses or their flats or whatever?
I don't know. How am I supposed to know? You know what I mean?
But John, you're the one making excuses for them.
The corporation that was a dump.
All right, stay.
Adrian.
Yes, go on. Yes, go on, Donna. Yeah.
What if it was his mother or his father that needed the ambulance to go into O'Devney Gardens and they wouldn't go in?
Yeah, that's. You see, this is the big.
On that, because it's common sense. I'm from O'Devney Gardens. And there is decent people in O'Devney Gardens.
Nobody said there wasn't.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, ask John that. Like, he's saying, like, about there's nothing for the kids to do. Do you know, like that? So, like, why not do something with you? Has he got kids in O'Devney Gardens? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again, John?
Yeah, I've got a kid, yeah.
And how old is your child?
Kids in O'Devney.
He's 2 years old, 2 years old.
Right, so they're not running around breaking firemen yet, no?
No, not yet, no.
And what would you do, John, if you found out that your kids, when they get a bit older, were out bricking firemen?
I wouldn't let him.
You wouldn't? There you go.
Exactly.
All right, hang on there for a second. Samantha, you're on FM 104. How are you, Samantha?
Hi, Adrian. I'm going to cause crabs here now.
Go on.
Because I still think that the bottom line is it's down to education. It's down to the parents.
But hang on. Kids in O'Devney Gardens get the same education as kids in Fox Rock when they're 10. They go to the same primary education system. So.
All right, but it's the parents who educate their children to be socially acceptable. If you have a parent who's allowing you to do certain things, being outside till 10, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, it's down to the parents. It's not the child's fault. If the child can pull the wool over their parents' eyes and get to play outside, they will. It's the parents who should make sure that their children are inside, and if the weather's bad and there's nothing to do creative things with the children indoors. Why do you have to have something provided for you all the time?
And this is the point, John, that I'm trying to... Oh, he's gone. That was the point I've been trying to make to him. You can't honestly say that we need stuff for the kids to do 24/7. Do you know what I mean? Like, last night, why weren't, I don't know, the kids in watching the X Factor on the telly? It was a horrible old night anyway. Why weren't they in watching the telly? Like other normal people do. And why didn't the parents make sure that they were in watching the telly?
But you see, the parents allow their children, it's like, you're getting in my hair, go out and play, whatever, get away from me, go out and play, entertain yourself, and I'll call you when it's time to come home to bed. Okay, and that's the parents' fault. It's not the kid's fault. The kid at 10 years old is right from wrong, but he's also trying to pull the wool and try and get as much freedom as possible. It is the parents who are to blame for the way their children behave. Bottom line. And by the way, they are toe rags.
You see, unfortunately, I'm in awful trouble now for describing children as little toe rags, which is what I did. Well, actually, I describe people who attack fire crews as little toe rags. I don't care what age they are. Couldn't care less what age they are. If you attack a member of our emergency services when he's out doing his job with bricks and bottles and fireworks, then you are a toe rag. You are the scum of the earth. I don't care what age you are.
No. But you see, a lot of them also learn bad behaviour from friends, from family. So where are they picking up this is the way to do it from? Is it from next door neighbours, or is it from an older brother, or is it from an uncle who might have been put into jail for some reason? What is it that's allowing them to think that this is acceptable behaviour?
Okay, stay there for 1 second. Let me go to Paul. You're on FM 104. How are you, Paul? Oh, sorry, Paul's gone. Des, you're on FM 104. How are you?
Adrian, how's it going?
Grand, thank you, Des. Now, you believe that when I was shocked, I have to be honest, to hear that it was children of 9, 10 and 11 that attacked the fire crews in O'Devney Gardens last night.
I drove around by Pimlico there the other night.
Okay.
And there was a fire out on the path going out onto the road. And just before the fire, on the other side of the road, there was a fire truck watching across the road at the fire. Now, the fire wasn't huge, but the kids were using these plastic, kind of like fencing that you'd corner off roadworks with, and they were putting them onto the fire. And when I drove by the fire, I'm not joking you, the kids were between 10 and 12 and they had cans on them.
What do you mean they had cans on them?
Cans of alcohol.
Jesus.
Now, and that's as true as I'm standing here. That's what I witnessed. So I don't know whether the fire brigade was waiting for cover to come or what they were doing, but the kids were dragging stuff and the smoke was black smoke, so it was plastic they were burning.
Or tyres or whatever the hell, yeah.
Now, I'd say the oldest was 14, Adrian.
It was from 14 down.
14 down, and if anyone gets onto this radio and says that it's nothing to do with parents and the kids have nothing to do, they're wasting their time. It's a waste of time, because at the end of the day, a girl that was saying there, if the parents don't know where their kids are at 10 years of age, at 8 and 9 o'clock, at any time of the day.
And what time of the day was this that you're talking about?
This was about, I'd say about 9 o'clock, 9 in the evening.
And these kids were from 14 down?
14 down, no older. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I was turning the corner. The fire brigade was across the road, and it was on standby, obviously observing the fire before they went to do anything else. And this isn't...
And obviously nervous, and rightly so, about getting attacked in the way in which this crew were attacked last night.
Yeah, I was just listening to your discussion here, and it just brought me back to what I witnessed the other evening. Now, this thing about Halloween and all that, like, if that was the case, then everywhere we go around Dublin City there'll be fires. It's not the case. Like, parents have to know where their children are all the time. It's the parents' fault. And they should be held accountable. And whether the police round up these kids that were throwing the stones and bring them to the house and deal with the parents. Like, there's no excuse. And
that's the question that we're asking, though. And our very first caller earlier on did point out that they are kids and there is very little that can be done to them. And you know that's true as well. There is very little that you can actually do to them.
There is, but the parents are responsible. If a guard came to my house and told me that my child was causing an obstruction or causing damage, the child would be grounded for a month. There'll be no question about it. And this thing about kids at night time, my two kids are young, and they go out to play in the evening and they're in at a certain time, and then they might read some books and then they go to bed. Or do we do something with them?
But they're not walking around the street throwing bricks at fire crews.
Absolutely not, and they never will.
You see, this is a bit that I just don't get from people making excuses like those callers saying that there's nothing for the kids to do. Surely it's down to parents to find something for the kids to do. Tom, is that not what it all comes down to? It's down to parents to find... Oh, he's gone again, is he?
Oh,
sorry, you there, Tom?
Yeah, Adrian, you can't just keep blaming the parents as well, as I said. Like,
for a 10-year-old, for the behaviour of a 10-year-old, of course you can, Tom.
Adrian... Like, you just can't be looking on your kid over your shoulder all the time on your kids. Like, you know what I mean? You have to give them a bit of free space all the time as well. There's other kids out there in O'Denney Gardens that wouldn't move out of the block. But there is other kids out there that feel a bit more freedom because they are from the flat. They only had to move out over the last year or two. And they still have to go back down, Adrian. It's where their friends are all are, you know what I mean? Like, the kids, the man's had to let them go down to all their friends, like.
But hang on for 1 second, Tom. You can't say that it is not the responsibility of parents when we're talking about 10-year-olds.
It is, Adrian, but you know, like, say the corporation or the Irish government to put that blame foot down and get the fucking kids something to do. Build something around the Denny Garden.
Come on, Tom. Look, I accept that the area is very run down. I have photographs that were sent to me earlier on my phone, and it is very run down, I agree. And there is probably shag all for the kids to do. But that's where parenting comes in, Tom.
Right, Adrian, what about if you're a working parent, alright? And you're a working parent, your child is age of 10, coming home from school at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and you're not finished work till 5. What would you be doing for the extra hour and a half, Adrian?
We're talking about a Sunday evening when this happened, Tom.
Yeah, Adrian, it doesn't matter what day it's on. It can happen on Monday to Sunday. No one gives a shit about that, Adrian. It's the point of having it.
Well, Samantha?
Well, I was a working mum. My kids came home. Their friends were allowed to visit in the home. They were not allowed to go out until they turned 18. End of story.
Well, can I listen to you, right? You're not from O'Denney Gardens, tell boy.
No, she's not from O'Denney Gardens, no.
Yeah. She's from a built-up lane area back in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean, Adrian? She hasn't got a fucking clue. You know what I mean? From Australia.
Hang on a second. I have...
For a week to see what she'd be like. I guarantee she'll run out crying.
Why do you blame where you live?
Okay, no, but the point he's making, Samantha, is if you step foot in O'Devney Gardens for 10 seconds, you'd probably run out crying, and he's probably right. He's probably right.
I understand that, Adrian, but you have to make good of what you've got. Okay.
Hang on for 1 second, Samantha. Very difficult to make good of what you've got when you're in a place like O'Devany. And no disrespect to the people of O'Devany, but it's a dive of a place. And it is, Tom, isn't it? Are you there, Tom?
You know, man, that's what the kids are there for, you know what I mean? The kids are there, like, they're going down back to their old friends. There's nothing to do. I just said it instead, dive. What else are you going to do on the dive?
Okay, stay there for a second. Emma, you're on FM 104. You're also from O'Devany.
Yeah.
You're saying that the kids who attack the fire crews aren't tow rags?
No, they're not tow rags.
Well, what are they?
They're not tow rags, though.
What are they then?
They're not tow rags. They're only young, like, you know what I mean? Like.
Well, young tow rags then.
They're not tow rags.
Why, do you think it's okay to be throwing bricks and bottles and...
No, but they're not tow rags. Like, I come from there and no one is tow rags down there.
And why, do you think it's okay to be throwing bricks at fire crews?
Throwing bricks and all, but they're only like 10 and 9 and all, and that fella's saying they're 14 and 16 or 14 and all, they're not.
No, I know they're not. We said earlier on that they're not.
Yeah, they're younger than that, like, and they're not responsible. There's fuck all to do down there.
Samantha, Emma, with the greatest of respect, there's shag all to do in loads of places. It doesn't mean that the best entertainment that you can get is to turn bottles and bricks and fireworks on firemen.
I know, but like, they have nothing to do down there. Like,
that's Emma. I'm sorry for your. That is absolute bullshit.
How is that?
You're making excuses for what they did.
My little brother is only 9-10 years of age, and he doesn't go around doing that, but he hangs around in the flats, and they're all not tow rags.
They didn't say they were all tow rags.
They said all the kids that like go down there like that.
Emma, don't say something I didn't say. What I said, and I'll say it again, is anybody who throws bricks and fireworks and rocks and bottles at firemen are tow rags.
Yeah, but I disagree with you calling kids that. They're only young. Like,
I don't care what age they are. Anybody who does that to a fireman is a little tow rag.
Like, literally, if you live down there yourself, you'd understand, like...
I'd understand brick and fire crews, would I?
No, there's nothing to do down there. Nothing.
But again, Emma, you're making excuses for them brick and firemen.
I'm not making excuses. It's wrong, like, throwing brick, like...
Well, then stop making excuses.
I'm not making excuses.
Yeah, are you? There's nothing for them to do.
There's nothing for them.
So their best form of entertainment is to brick fire crews out of it.
That fella's saying that you are standing at a fire 10-year-olds and all, or 14, with cans and all. That's not like that at all.
Tom, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Adrian, yeah.
Now, Tom, I mean, I'm hearing excuses being made for these kids here.
Excuse, I'm just saying they're only...
Adrian, there really isn't an excuse for them, like, to be honest. But, like, the other people have to put their foot down as well. Like, it's not only up to the parents in front of them. Like, the parents you can't blame the parents for everything.
Parents, though.
You can't just keep blaming the parents. You can call the kids tow rags or whatever you like, but that's not going to go into their head, Adrian. Not at the age of 10 years of age.
No, like... It's like there's nothing for kids to do down there. Like, what else do you mean?
Emma, there's nothing for kids to do everywhere.
Should like do that to firemen and all, like, but like literally, like, there's nothing to do down there.
Samantha, obviously, you.
Adrian, I rest my case. Okay, just listen to. I mean, you know what I'm hearing? That it's never their children. I don't know whose children it was. Somebody must come to me.
Where I'm from, you wouldn't know.
Adrian, come here. Whatever who that board is on that phone, get her off that hook, will you?
Why would I get her off?
Because you want people from like Deadly Gardens on the phone, not from fucking Australia or Canada or somewhere, you know what I mean?
Well, you see, that's how educated you are, because I'm not from either of those places.
Fuck's sake.
Like, honestly, I can't understand the words he's saying.
Adrian, I rest my case.
Okay, stay there for a second. Let me go to Chantal. You're on FM 104. How are you, Chantal? Hello? Chantal, hello? Hilarious. It's really hilarious. That's a great contribution to the show. I'll leave it out. 6797104 is our number. I'll take one or two more calls on this. We're talking about fire crews being attacked in O'Devany Gardens last night. Between 6:30 and 7, we understand. It was probably dark, and a lot of people saying, oh, there's nothing for them to do. That's what I'm hearing. It's just excuses. Carl, you're on FM 104. How are you, Carl?
How you doing, Adrian?
Grand, thanks, Carl. What did you want to say on this?
Just I think that if they're repeat offenders, that they should be put out of the area altogether.
But they were probably never found. They were probably never caught.
Well, sure, that's up to the police then. The police should be brought in, shouldn't they?
It's a sad state of affairs if the guards have to be escorting the fire crews everywhere they go.
It is, yeah, but I mean...
We don't have the resources for that.
Yeah, well, it's a reality down there, and it has been for a long time.
So what, the fire crews should refuse to go into areas like that, should they?
Well, unfortunately, they should. On them circumstances, they should. Why should they be putting their life at that? Like, I mean, it's bad enough doing the job that they're doing without having to put up with that.
So when you hear people like Emma saying there's nothing for them to do, there's nothing for them to do.
Mate, it's the Phoenix Park is 2 minutes away. Euston Station is only down the road. Trains to anywhere they want to go. There's a Lewis line beside them. There's football teams all around the area. There's Gaelic teams around the area. What did he want? What did he want somebody to...
You see, Emma, this conversation just keeps coming up. I just don't get what people say they want for the area. You there, Emma?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Like, what do people want?
Like, that fella is saying there's a Lewis line there. What's the kids meant to go down and jump out in front of a Lewis and play with the traffic or something?
No, the mothers that had them as
not
kids
being smart.
bring them.
A man's not responsible for what they do. Like, Dad needs a small...
Hey, Emma, we're talking about 10 and 11-year-old kids here.
I'm saying, Dad needs a small place. Like, obviously, you're going to let your child out your block. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to let the child out the block, yeah. And you don't know, like, there's a pitch behind the block of flats, and you can't, like, they're not going to be standing there, like, 24/7 watching their kids, like, you know what I mean? 'Cause it's only a small place.
Okay, but this is a regular occurrence. And
It's a regular, like, what do you mean?
This happens regularly. The fire crews are being attacked.
I live down there, and it doesn't happen regularly. Like, O'Dadney is an alright place, like, you know what I mean? You wouldn't know if you did, like, if you don't come from there, you don't know, like...
There you are, Carl, if you don't come from there, you don't know.
No, I'm not saying that. Like, O'Dadney is not the only place that happened.
I'm aware of that. I'm totally aware of that. This is just the latest place it's happened.
I've been there for a few years, Adrian, and
it's not only O'Dadney.
99% of the people are okay, but see that 1% that's destroying it for everybody else? They should be found out and they should be removed from the area.
Juanita, you wanted to get back in on this. How are you?
Hi, Adrian. First of all, you're wasting your time talking to someone like Emma. So you are. It's probably the likes of her that has the kids out there doing shit like that. If they spent more time with their kids rather than moaning about where they come from and the rundown area, they'd be much better off, so they would. They spend more time moaning about because they come from a rundown area, their kids have nothing to do, this, that and the other. Get up off your arse. Bring your kids somewhere to do something. It doesn't have to be on your doorstep.
Well, there you go, Emma.
Am I on that?
You are on that, yeah. Turn down the radio.
Like, what's he talking about? Is he for real? Seriously, the likes of Emma, the likes of me that has kids out there doing that. Tell her to fuck off. I haven't even got kids.
I said the people with attitude like you. I didn't say you. I said people with attitude like you.
What do you mean, like?
No.
I don't have kids going out like that. What do I go out and say here? I'll just go around and start lighting fires and do this, that, and the other.
I didn't say that. I said you're making excuses for the kids that are out doing it.
Excuses for any kids, but if you live...
Yeah, you were sitting bored of nothing to do, this, that, and the other.
There is nothing to do. There's nothing to do.
Yeah, well then the parents should get up off their asses and bring them somewhere. It doesn't have to be on your doorstep. You travel a little bit.
Like,
you know, big deal if you have to go a little bit further than your door for the kids to have something to do.
Have kids to bring them out travelling and all, but all I'm saying is, like, there's literally nothing to do down there. There's no clubs, there's nothing for them.
So there is nothing in around at all, like just outside the area a little bit, or...
Of course there is. We live in the capital city of Ireland. Of course there's stuff to do.
Exactly. And see how it is. Like, see, can you bring your kids around to football and nothing? There's literally fuck all down there. Like, you know what I mean? And like,
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be on their doorstep.
I didn't say it had to be on that doorstep, but
that's the attitude of the people that are living in there that we're on tonight. It's excuse after excuse. There's nothing for the kids to do. They're bored.
I'm not saying it's right to hit firemen and all, they like whatever, rockets, fireworks, whatever. But like in the lighting fires and all, yeah, fair enough to light fires, but there's nothing to do. That's why they do it.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be, Emma. They shouldn't be. Their parents should be stopping them doing that.
But there's a block of flats and there's a pitch behind it, and that's where that all goes on it.
I know it is, and I know that there are a lot of the flats are derelict. A lot of the kids are coming from other areas and whatever. I know all that, but
You know what I mean?
you're still making excuses, Emma.
No, you can't say it's tow rags from O'Devney, the young flits, the kids, wherever, but they're not from the flats that are doing that, so, like, you know what I mean? You can't be calling them tow rags and all. Like, you know, like...
Again, Emma, all I called tow rags are people who throw bricks at fire crews. That's all.
They're from O'Devney, they're not from O'Devney.
I didn't say that. I said it happened in O'Devney, and anybody who throws bricks and fireworks at fire crews are tow rags.
But like
You can't say they're not, Emma.
I'm not calling them tow rags because I come from that area. You know what I mean?
And what? It's perfectly acceptable behaviour there, is it?
I say it is.
Well, then what are you saying?
I'm saying that, like, there's nothing else for the kids to do, yeah, and, like, I'm not saying it's alright to throw fireworks and all down there, all that, but even the lighting fires and all, like, there's literally just nothing to do with all.
That's excuses again.
Not making up excuses or nothing like it.
But you are.
But I'm not making up excuses.
Listen to yourself. You're saying because there's nothing for the kids to do, they can go and light fires and shit. That's making excuses.
What else is that for kids to do down there? If there's no football clubs, there's nothing. There's no clubs, like nothing at all.
Where's the parents?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a parent.
But where's their parents?
Anyway.
Those kids that were out there doing that last night, where's the parents? They probably didn't give a shit. They probably didn't care where the kids were.
Okay, let me just squeeze in two very quick calls. Kevin, you're on FM 104. How are you, Kevin?
I'm good. How are you?
Now, Kevin, you live near O'Devney Gardens, do you?
I grew up in Dublin 7, Arbor Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just around the corner, yep.
So I know O'Devney Gardens well. It's renowned for that for the last... I'm in my late 30s, so it's not the first time I've heard of an incident like this. It probably won't be probably the notoriety this has gotten tonight. It'll probably go again. But there's the Scouts then on Benita Road. It's a 10-minute walk. They have Cub Scouts, Ventures. Become a Scout later. There's the St. Vincent Paul up in the Navan Road. There's Boxing Club in Arbor Hill.
Arbor Hill, where all the perverts are. Like
Arbor Hill Boxing Club.
Perverts.
Did I say prison? Now, an attitude like yours, I hope you never have children, to be honest, Emma.
You hope I never have children. Who are you to fuck?
You're only 20-something, and you probably, I don't know even know why you're talking.
You don't know me, so don't be giving it all that.
You're right. I don't want to, and I hope no one ever does get to know you, because...
Yeah, I know a lot of people. It's just a life...
No. I grew up in that area. I'm 30, late 30s. I know the area. I know it so well. And it's renowned for that sort of activity.
Yeah,
and there are plenty of things to do. As that gentleman said before, the theme parks is up the road, polo grounds. There's you can go for walks with your children, for God's sake. That's what parents do. They sacrifice. Now, you've no children, so you've no right to tell anybody.
It's not only them flats, though. They're putting them out as if they're all...
Hang on. Get your ass out of your pyjamas. Put on a pair of jeans and go for a walk with your children. Now, you can't talk to anybody on this program because you've
put on your pyjamas or something. I don't have kids.
Yeah, right, you don't, so you've no fucking right to be telling anybody or dictating or shouting or swearing to anybody in this programme.
Who are you to tell me that?
Because I am older than you. I'm your adult.
Oh, what if they're older than me? What do you think I'm going to do? Sit here and
There's no respect in your voice, and that's the fucking problem.
So what?
No respect anymore.
What's something you're going on, maybe?
There's umpteen things to do. I grew up there for 30-odd years.
And how did you keep yourself entertained when you were a kid, Kevin?
I joined the Scouts, the Cubs.
Good man, yeah.
Entered, became a Scout later, went on, did karate, went to swim in...
And where did you live, though?
Just around the corner, he said, if you were listening, Emma.
Arbor Hill, Ardrey Place, Arbor Hill.
Everyone's different. Some people don't like going to them.
No, I rented near O'Devney Gardens, and there was 20 cars slashed. Apparently from O'Devney Gardens, where the old army barracks...
Well, here, let me read a text that's just come in, Kevin, and it's kind of directed at you. It says, there are fires in O'Devney constantly. Why? Because it's been abandoned. The guards don't go there. Kids will do whatever kids can get away with. All these sanctimonious people don't understand.
I understand. I understand the thought that goes on, and fuck them. Go on. Get out, Johnny. You do what you want. Fuck everybody. That's the attitude.
Okay, one last call. Siobhan, very quickly, what did you want to say?
I just want to say that it doesn't matter where you come from. There's things out there. Bring your kids to them. The parents should be held responsible for what the children do. I know if somebody knocked at my door and told me that my child was after being doing that, I'd break his legs and hand him over to the guards. The emergency services are there for a reason, not for people's children to be out abusing them. It's disgraceful. If you have to get a bus or walk, do it for your kids' sake. Do they want their kids to end up in Mountjoy? It doesn't matter if they're from O'Devney, Donnybrook, or where they're from.
All right, I have to leave it at that. Thanks very much indeed for your calls. A couple of your texts before I wrap this up. Emma hasn't a clue what she's on about. I live beside the flats and I won't even walk through it. And I know most of the people that are from O'Devney, they don't care what their kids are up to once they're not in the house annoying them. And this year is quiet compared to last year. It's an absolute kip. Little scumbag throw fireworks bricks. What scum? What happens if they kill a fireman? How could they explain that to the family? Firemen are going out every night risking their lives for those scum. It's all about the way you're brought up. I'm 16 and me and my friends would never think of doing anything like that. Just pure scum, says Josh. And Adrian, I'm from the flats and I'm the fourth generation from my family to live in these flats, and there's loads to do. There's a club in the flats, there's a parish centre across the road, there's a pitch in the flats, and the park's just around the corner from us. And the kids that do the trouble aren't even from the flats. All I want you to do, if you're from that area, around Arbor Hill, around O'Devney Gardens, or even from O'Devney Gardens, where were your kids last night at 6:30? And maybe you'll think about where they are tomorrow night at 6:30. And you should know where they are at all times, because somebody's kids last night were bricking firemen out of it. And I stand by what I said. They are little toe rags.